On News Hour tonight, improvised explosive device explodes at popular livestock market in Yobe. Police vow to resist violence. Deploy 4,200 men in FCT as IGP asks organizers to submit names, addresses to police. Court stops PDP congresses in Rivers. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopia declares 3-day mourning as landslide kills 250. Hello and welcome to News Hour on Trust TV. I am Shegun Ojumu. We begin with news that an explosion suspected to be a planted improvised explosive device has exploded at the popular Buadi market in Gujba local government area of Yobe State. A resident of Buni who confirmed the incident said that the incident happened at around 12:30 p.m. on Friday, injuring a girl. The spokesman of the Sector 2 Joint Task Force Operation at NK, Captain Mohammed Shehu, also confirmed the incident, saying another IED planted in the market was discovered and successfully detonated by the army. He further explained that the only victim of the explosion is currently receiving treatment at one of the health centers in Buniyadi. He stressed the incident was a planted IED and not a suicide bombing incident. All right, we'll have our correspondent, our Northeastern Bureau Chief of Daily Trust, Hamisu Mutazu, who will be joining us via Zoom, on phone call rather, to give us an update of the bombing incidents in Yobe State. All right, Hamisu, can you hear me? Good evening.
Good evening.
Fantastic. So, one explosion has gone off, injuring a victim, while the other was detonated by the army. How are the people in Buniyadi market reacting to the two incidents on Friday?
Actually, the incident has, I can say, devastated everyone in the market because this is something that happened after so many years of enjoying peace in that area. Because, back to history, everybody knows Buadi is a place about 29 school children were slaughtered by the insurgents in 2014. It made a lot of headlines, and the town was later captured by the Boko Haram insurgents. The military came in and took over the town. After about 2-3 years. So since then, there was relative peace in the area. But with the bomb explosion, with the happening now, where two bombs, one detonated that affected a 12-year Hauka. And the one that was diffused by the bomb expert of the Nigerian army, it has sent a lot of fear into the minds of people because formerly it happened within around the fringes of the town, but now it has come into the town. Just to everyone's surprise, into the popular livestock market. So I think this is something that many people are complaining that how does that happen, despite being that a lot of security operatives are within the town. Notwithstanding, some said they are doing their best.
Okay, Hamisu, let's zero in on the victim of the first explosion, the girl, the 12-year-old girl you mentioned, the hawker. How is she doing? How is she responding to treatment? Do you have any information on that?
Yes, the girl has been moved to Damaturu. Initially, she was at the healthcare facility within the Buadi town. But later was moved to Damaturu, specialist hospital, where she's receiving treatment right now. And according to sources there, she's responding to the treatment.
Very quickly, has any group taken responsibility for this attacks? For this attack?
Come again?
Has any group taken responsibility for this latest attack?
Not yet, actually.
Okay.
But many people are suspected that it's Boko Haram insurgent. And for a very long time, the things have been happening, though isolated in some cases.
Right.
If you remember recently, I can be precise, in April, the insurgent killed an army lieutenant along the way, on his way from Buadi to Damatru. And sometime back also in June, I think 24th of June, the High Court judge his wife, orderly and driver were abducted in the area, and up to now, nobody claimed responsibility, and his whereabouts is still unknown. So you can see it's very hard to claim responsibility. Most cases when the Boko Haram insurgents carried out such dastardly acts.
Right. Please, before we let you go, give us a sense of what the army is saying. Do they have anybody that they are suspecting of carrying out this attack?
Well, both the police and the army, the Joint Task Force said they are investigating the matter. When last I spoke with them, that's what they said, because they later got to know that there is one of the planted bombs that did not detonate it, and they were able to go and defuse it. So right. I think this is the effort they made, and they didn't say anything more than that, actually.
Thank you very much, Hamisu Kabir. Please keep us updated as to developments on this story. And stay safe.
Thank you.
There we had Hamisu Kabir, for our Northeast Bureau Chief of Daily Trust, giving us an update on the bombing incident in Yobe State. Now, let's bring us back to the Federal Capital Territory, because operatives of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command say they have deployed 4,200 of their officers across the territory ahead of the planned nationwide hardship/hunger protest in the country. The Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Bennett Igwe, stated this while addressing newsmen after a closed-door meeting with some top senior officers of the command in his office on Friday. He said the command has proactively deployed material and human resources at the command's disposal across the nooks and crannies of the nation's capital. He said the deployment is part of the command's proactive measures aimed at ensuring public safety, protection of protesters, and preventing protests from being hijacked by non-state actors. According to him, the command has deployed explosive ordnance devices, experts, and personnel at various strategic locations, raids on identified black spots, uncompleted buildings and shanties, stop and search, vehicular and foot patrol, as well as synergy with other sister security agencies. CP Igwe, however, acknowledged that while it is a right of residents to protest, he advised that it should be peaceful. Now, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, has lamented that the proposed protest being planned from August the 1st to 10th, 2024 is being led by faceless people as against previous protests where those behind them were known. He said it was strange that the protest organizers were unknown, challenging them to reveal themselves. The minister's comment comes amidst warnings from security agencies in the country against the nationwide protests in response to the economic hardships experienced in the country. In a statement on Thursday by the Director of Information, Ministry of Defense, Henshaw Ugubike, the minister called on Nigerians to remain calm and ignore the planned national protest scheduled for next week. He reminded the protest planners and sponsors that their plans should not be drawn to thwart the effort of the federal government to protect citizens from violence and to impose law and order, as such will be counterproductive and unacceptable. Mr. Matawale also said those trying to replicate the situation in Kenya and Nigeria should have a rethink, noting that the Kenya experience should have no place in Nigeria because it will set the country back instead of moving it forward. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has urged all groups planning to participate in the proposed nationwide protest to submit their details to the Commissioners of Police in their respective states. He spoke while addressing journalists in Abuja on Friday. He said this was to ensure the protest was peaceful. He added that by providing the information, the police will be able to deploy adequate personnel and resources to ensure public safety. He also said the police needed to know the specific routes and areas for the protest to avoid conflicts with other events or activities. Away from that, Ayegunle Gbede community in Ijumu local government area of Kogi State has ordered herders residing in their domain without permission to vacate immediately. The monarchs of the community handed out the order on Thursday, shortly after the meeting of Ayegunle Gbede Traditional Council of Obas and Chiefs. Among others, the monarchs of the community were aggrieved over continuous destruction of farmlands, unauthorized occupation of their land without permission or approval from the community, and daily encroachment of the land, including the persistent physical attacks on farmers in the community. The monarchs unanimously resolved that herders who have been allocated plots of land by their indigenous landlords for rearing animals must comply with the laws of the land. Agreed terms and conditions are spelled out. Next, we go to Cano State because heavy downpour has submerged roads in Cano metropolis as motorists had to wait for long hours to reach their destinations. Blocked drainages and uncontrolled development around the roads is said to be responsible for the flooding. Some vehicles, including commercial tricycles, were seen maneuvering their way along State Road near Government House to reach their destinations. The story was the same along Sokoto Road and Zoo Road, where car owners parked their vehicles to allow the water pass through the blocked drainages. Traffic gridlock was also witnessed around Hospital Road, submerged by water. An ex-user, simply identified as Boss Mustafa, called for intervention of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, saying the situation at Jambulo near NYC office is pathetic. Dramatic picture from Kano State there. Now, a high court in Port Harcourt, River State, has issued an order restraining the People's Democratic Party, PDP, from conducting its congresses, which are set to begin on Saturday at the ward level. Justice Charles Wiley prohibited the party, its national chairman, Ilia Damagung, and national secretaries, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, or their agents from gathering anywhere in River State to hold ward, local government, and state congresses until the court hears and determines the suit before it. The suit was filed by at least one PDP member from each of the 23 local government areas, challenging the conduct of the Congress. The judge also directed the Inspector General of Police, the Commissioner of Police in River State, the Director General of the Department of State Security Service, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to comply with the order. This is the second order from River State High Court to stop the planned Congress by the PDP in the state. Next now, the Nigerian Medical Association has condemned the invasion of security personnel at a health sensitization event for mothers, children, and pregnant women at the Eli Ozu Primary Health Center Care Center in Obiakwa local government areas of River State. NMA chairman in River State, Ebi Robinson, expressed his displeasure in Port Harcourt, describing the incident as highly insensitive and unacceptable behavior by the security forces. The report.
Robinson emphasized that health facilities are places where essential and critical care are provided, and such invasions pose serious threats to the lives of patients and attendees of the immunization program, which was organized by the Primary Healthcare Center in partnership with the River State Ministry of Health.
We were told by reliable sources that program was disrupted by the invasion of armed police officers, where tear gas and other instruments were used to chase away pregnant women and children from that vicinity. We are condemning that activity in its strongest terms.
He called on Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun and other stakeholders in the security sector to investigate the incident and ensure that those responsible are held accountable.
How will someone go and drive away pregnant women and tear gas them in a health facility, even in periods of war? Health facilities are being secure because we give essential services to people. Where we are trying to make sure that women and children are being immunized and to flag up such a very notable activity. Such activity was disrupted. The Nigerian medical system condemns it in strongest terms, and we are saying that if this happens again, we will all march. All the doctors will all march to that facility and see how all the doctors will be tear gassed.
The event, aimed at aiding pregnant women and nursing mothers, was violently interrupted by the invasion.
The Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, has said abandoned industries in the state will be resuscitated for wealth creation, job opportunities, and to boost the state revenue. He stated this when he visited Nitel Shoe Factory in Maiduguri for assessment of the operational activities of the factory. He revealed that there is an existing public and private partnerships to export the skin products to interested countries. He revealed that he will invest more in reviving factories to boost the economy of the state.
Under no circumstances will allow this industry to fail. You have seen they are ready to export about 4 containers of hides and skin here, processed one, and the products were taken out to Italy, and it has been certified that our products are good. So I think it is now about 20 years or more that we couldn't produce products in this factory. Even if it was produced, the scale is very minute, but you have seen the quantum. At least up to about 100,000 hides and skins are being processed here on a monthly basis.
Now, combined security operatives have embarked on show of force in Jalingo on Friday. The security operatives involved in the exercise included the Nigerian Army, the NSCDC, I should say, and the police and other paramilitary security agencies. It was gathered that the exercise was part of the measures put in place to show how to be combat ready ahead of the August 1st planned protest against hunger. Commander of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Jalingo, Brigadier Kingsley Uwa, said the show of force was geared at ensuring the safety and security of the residents and the people of Taraba State. He said the duty of the Army and all security agencies was to maintain law and order. He further assured citizens that the security will continue to protect the lives and properties of the citizens. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, have arrested 13 suspected illegal miners in the Asokoro area of Abuja. The suspects were arrested in an operation on Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. In a statement on Friday, the anti-graft agency said they were intercepted and arrested following credible intelligence linking them with the transportation of tons of coal and kaolin in 5 trucks from Nasarawa State to a site in Kaduna State. The commission added that they are currently undergoing interrogation and will soon be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigations. Right. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum has promised to ensure peace is restored around Chad and Borno borders for bilateral trade to begin within the region. He disclosed this when the governor of Hajar Lames province paid him an official visit in Borno ahead of the Regional Governors Forum, which is expected to hold in October to discuss restoration of peace in the Lake Chad Basin, among others. Trust TV's Bitrus Kurutsi has more.
The governor of Hajjalamis province visited governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, to discuss matters of security around Chad and Borno communities impacted by terrorists and to chart way forward to restore stable peace within the region. The courtesy call comes ahead of a regional governors forum which is expected to hold October to strengthen security cooperation, peace resolution and address concerns of displaced persons.
We work together in order to promote cross-border trade between Nigeria and Chad, and most importantly, ensure that there is relative peace and stability within the shores of the Lake Chad, particularly to promote three main objectives. One of them is to ensure that there is knowledge sharing between the three countries of the LCPC. Two, ensure that there is peace within the shores of the Lake Chad. And three, is to enhance the means of livelihood of the LCPC countries.
And to establish
le plan d'action territoriale
for the action plan in the territory.
Beaucoup d'investissements ont été faits dans le domaine des infrastructures socio-sanitaires.
A lot of socio-economic and sanitation has been resolved.
Socio-sanitaires, scolaires et des centres de formation pour l'insertion des jeunes dans les zones affectées.
The Chadian governor Idjima Abdramani embarked on tour the Maiduguri metropolis and Mafa local government to have a visible perspective of the rehabilitation, resettlement and reconstruction initiatives of the state government. Places visited include the Mona Vocational Training Institute in Maiduguri, the Resettled Community Hospital in Mafa, housing estates, school, as well as the Muna IDP camp in Maiduguri.
If you pay attention or we take into cognizance the situation of these displaced people.
Et nous devons prendre donc cette conscience collective.
That means we have to go to our collective consciousness.
Pour que vraiment nous essayons d'éradiquer définitivement ce phénomène.
To eradicate all this phenomenon that has plugged the life of our people.
Voilà, s'il y a un mot à dire sur celui-là.
If there is a word to say, this is all about my impressions.
Merci.
The tour will be extended to other neighboring countries of Niger and Cameroon republics for more assessment to improve the livelihood of the people. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Third Republic House of Representatives Forum has urged youths to reconsider their plans to protest on August 1st, 2024. Speaking to journalists in Abuja on Friday, the forum emphasized that while the right to protest is essential in a democracy, citizens must be aware of the potential negative consequences of protest in a tense society, particularly when drugs are involved. The forum acknowledged that protests can bring attention to important issues, promote dialogue, and encourage change. However, they warn that in a society already burdened with tension, protests can exacerbate existing problems, divide people, and escalate tensions. The forum also highlighted the negative economic and social consequences of protests, including disruption of daily life and deterrence of investments.
The administration of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu is evidently not resting on his laurels. Nigeria has already gone through its share of turbulence through a long period of military dictatorship and epileptic political transition program. Let us all avert a situation that can lead us in this ugly path again.
We are not here to intimidate anyone. We are not here to threaten anyone. We are only trying to implore the way of peace. It's only when we have peace that we can have development. And we proudly remain associates of Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because we served in virtually same capacity as members of this great institution in 1992. And we have seen a lot of qualities, we have seen a lot of virtues, we have seen a lot of zeal and commitment, patriotism in the person of Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. That is why we proudly remain to associate ourselves with him as one of us.
In an effort to strengthen public enlightenment for safer highways, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has entered into a partnership with Media Trust Group, publishers of Daily Trust newspaper, operators of Trust TV and Trust Radio. The FRSC Corps Marshal, Shehu Mohammed, expressed readiness for the partnership when he received the management team of Media Trust Group on a courtesy visit at the FRSC's national headquarters in Abuja on Friday. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail has this.
The management team of the Media Trust Group, led by the Group Chief Executive Officer and Editor-in-Chief Ahmed Shekarau, was received by the FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed. The Corps Marshal, who expressed the agency's interest for the partnership with Media Trust Group, appreciates the contribution of the media giant to fair and unbiased reportage. As part of digital transformation, the FRSC boss announced a plan to unveil a mobile application to enhance safety on Nigerian highways.
Another thing that I believe we also have in common is this transformation of Daily Trust from being a print media now to electronic media, TV, Digital Trust Media Hub that you are launching in the next few months, the radio, and many other things that I know you as a media outfit are engaged and are willing to improve. We also embark on digital transformation of all our activities and operation. The recent one that we are going to do is the launching of a mobile app called FRC Mobile App.
The Group Chief Executive Officer and Editor-in-Chief, Media Trust Group, Ahmed Shekarau, said the media company is determined to support the Federal Road Safety Corps on public enlightenment campaign in a bid to reduce road crashes across the country.
If it's okay for the road safety, the head of the Directorate of Public Enlightenment can come once every week and have a 10 minutes slot on our TV platform free of charge at no cost to the corps. As a responsible organization, we know that we have a duty. We take a number of steps that will help us enhance what you people are doing, and hopefully we will achieve much greater safety in terms of travels on our highways. I think in the last 7 to 10 days we've actually written an editorial comment in respect of some of the road crashes that we've had across the country.
As one of the leading media organizations in Nigeria, Media Trust Group, publishers of the Daily Trust newspaper, operator of Trust TV and Trust Radio, has been making a lot of progress in digital transformation to reach a wider audience.
We're transmitted live on YouTube. If you just click on Trust TV on YouTube, you'll see us live. You don't even have to have any of those platforms or even on our website. On digital alone, we have over 10 million audiences combined. And on our terrestrial and our free-to-air platform, we have an audience of over 20 million. So we are grossing about 30 million audiences just in 3 years. So I believe this is the fastest growing TV channel in the country at the moment. Even though we are not on DSTV, we have the figures to back that up because of the mass market that we are identified with.
It is believed that this latest partnership between the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Trust Media Group will help bridge the information gap between the FRSC and Nigerians and serve as a step to reduce road crashes to the barest minimum. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In many parts of the world, radio remains one of the most important sources of information and has a profound impact on communities characterized by a diverse population with multiple languages and cultures, making it challenging for the people to stay informed and connected. Trust TV's Adamu Imam sampled people's opinions about the impact of radio on their daily lives. The report.
According to some people from northern Nigeria, radio has proven to be an effective tool in bridging gaps in communication and has played a vital role in fostering unity and promoting understanding among the diverse communities of the region.
Radio, for example, it has a far-reach audience. It captured more audience than the TV. Looking at the listeners now, when you take, for example, the small handsets that people have, you all see that this affordable handset has radio inside. That you don't need to use it using your data to on your radio. So people use it to source news, to listen to news.
If you want people to go and cast their vote or make get their voters card, you communicate easily through the radio. They know that this is what is existing at the moment. So he has brought development. If there is any changes that is taking place in governance, mostly the radio is being.
Some are of the opinion that listening to radio has created political consciousness and encourages economic activities, growth and development among the people. We always hear about current happenings through the radio and even educate our children at home whenever we are far from house. It's through the radio news that we get information. Especially if you are a constant listener of a radio, you can be informed on issues affecting us.
There are some other means of communications like social media and what have you. But in the north, up to this time, radio remains the medium or the channel that a northerner uses to get informations he may require. For instance, you can see a nomad in the bush using his own Sony radio or his handset, listening to radio.
Some, however, said the growth of social media has cut down the number of target audience of radio stations in northern part of the country. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The internet and its multiple service menu has come to redefine the workings of individuals and institutions, both for private and official users. In recent weeks, the mobile network users in Benue State are experiencing more disappointing moments. Jimmy Adzande reports.
In the civilized society, the internet has become a necessity for everyday businesses. Many residents of urban settings like Makurdi say they cannot exist without the internet. However, many of the users are lamenting poor services, like Uday, who missed an interview recently due to mobile network failure.
First of all, there was a time when I was trying to use the internet for a Skype interview, a WhatsApp call with someone. Then all of a sudden the network went out. That was I think the rain wanted to fall during that time, then everything else went out.
I've been in places where network services are very bad. For some of us that do online banking, when you go to such places now, for you to be able to access network and be able to do your banking very easily, it's always difficult. When we talk about rural areas, there are some network challenges a lot of people are facing.
Okay, network is usually bad, like due to, I don't know, weather, but most times when I'm browsing on my phone, trying to figure out things, I'm a student, so and I'm trying to check things online, the network either go off or is still connected but isn't responding.
ICT experts say various factors can cause poor or failure in network services.
Sometimes it is due to misconfiguration, sometimes it's due to power loss, sometimes it's due to hardware failure or network equipment failure, and then sometimes due to old equipment and several other issues. Sometimes it's even due to attacks on such equipment.
Some of the users are asking the government to regulate the internet network providers and save the users from tears of agony.
You recharge is how you use your data. If in most times you do not use it, your data should be there for you. I think that is the best thing, because at times the network providers, if the whole in a particular month there will be no steady network, but if your data is a monthly subscription, is at the end of that month you don't care whether you use the data or not.
Experts say there are multiple ways in which internet services can be improved for optimum results.
Such system and other grid-like systems, even for power supply network and other, are done with system reliability in mind, owing to the fact that if perhaps there is a power failure here, automatically maybe the inverter or the power backups comes up even without other people noticing, to ensure that maybe there is a transaction from point A to point B, there will be no disruption.
The network providers in Makurdi say it is not within their power to engage the media on corporate communications issues. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Traders in Gombe are calling on government to implement price control and regulations to ensure stability in prices of food items in the market. They said this will help prevent disparities in price of foodstuff in the market. Hassan Koli has more.
The traders said that although there has been a decrease in the prices of grains and other foodstuffs, they are finding it difficult to stabilize the prices in the market. Some traders in the Gombe market are, however, worried that the prices will continue to go higher until the government decides to regulate the market prices.
I would like the government to control the price around the market, more especially to the big wholesalers. Let them standardize the price. Let them control the price. You cannot be selling Maggi 1,250 per liter and another person is selling 1,200, another one is selling 1,250. Yet all of us, we bought it from the same place.
When now we are approaching the new product to come out, Joro is still coming out, Masara is still coming out, even the new rice is coming out. So let our big men, our big in the shop, the people that are selling in bags, because them, they have to bring it down. When I buy a bag of local rice, 130, 135, and measure it, it will come down. At least let the market have a fixed price. Not everybody have his own price. The markets have to have level price. It will help us too. But when things are coming down, you will buy, you will buy, you will buy. The market will be moving. But now the market is low because of the price.
One of the market leaders said although the market leadership is doing its best to reflect the prices, their main concern is provision of unique measure. We cannot sell measures at the same price because the price of the bag of rice, for instance, varies depending on the size and quality of the product. However, for the measures, we can make them the same, and we are urging the government to come up with a unique measure so that we will be able to regulate the issue of measures here in the market. Nigerians have continued to berate traders for not reflecting change in prices on the measurement, an accusation that has been denied. From Gombe, Hassan Koli reporting for Trust TV.
The current economic downturn in the country has significantly impacted the insurance industry as premium payments have drastically reduced. Insurance experts in Lagos say that the industry is facing financial challenges due to the economic situation. The report.
According to insurance experts, the insurance industry in Nigeria is thriving despite the current economic challenges facing the country. 2 years ago, the National Insurance Commission (NICOM) set a deadline to increase the price of third-party motor insurance from 15,000 naira to 30,000 naira, a 100% increase. Analysts say this change has positively impacted the growth of the insurance industry in Nigeria.
Insurance companies are supposed to assess the scene of the incidents
or send the adjusters to assess the scene of the incident and get information relevant to the loss and determine whether that particular loss is covered by the policy or not. And again, they would have lost the opportunity of gathering best information on the scene of the accident if they had gotten the report earlier.
Citizens said the lack of awareness among the people is responsible for low patronage of the insurance firms.
I'm paying my premium, but the economy is hard. Then there's no work much. There's no money so far like that. So but I'm trying to just patronize them and pay, because I know that future planning, others for my children, others. So that is insurance in Nigeria. The economy we have found ourselves in Nigeria today is not helpful. Helpful in the sense that income remains the same. Expenses are skyrocketed. Whatever we are doing now, majority of low-income earners, even high-income earners who we classify as middle class, their income is not even enough to put food on their table, let alone thinking about insurance, keeping money somewhere.
The economic situation of the nation now does not encourage people having enough to set aside for insurance, even though insurance policy is a good thing for every individual. But the present condition does not warrant such money to be set aside for such purpose.
An insurance expert, however, disagree. He said records from last year showed that the industry has generated nearly 1 trillion naira in premiums, indicating significant improvement.
The insurance industry has been trying to see how we increase penetration in the industry and in Nigeria as a whole, because the percentage of people buying insurance is very, very low compared to our population.
Experts call on Nigerians to enroll in various insurance categories.
Now let's join Yusuf Akogun for business news.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akogun. The number of vehicles imported into Nigeria has fallen by 60.4% year-on-year in the first half of this year, reflecting the impact of the naira depreciation and general economic downturn. This was contained in a report of the just concluded quarterly meeting with the Nigerian Port Consultative Council (NPCC). The report stated that vehicle traffic shows a total of 10,991 units of vehicles was handled during the period under review, indicating a drop of 60.8% from 28,024 units in 2023. Following the same trend, the number of ships that call at the nation's seaport fell by 4.3% year-on-year in half-year 2024. But despite the drop in vessel calls, the gross tonnage of ships rose 6.9% to 32.604 million metric tons from 30.5 million in 2023. Fresh data have emerged that Nigeria imported fuel worth $2.25 billion from Malta in 9 years. The information emerged following allegations by the founder of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, Aliko Dangote, that some officials of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited own blending plants in Malta. According to the information on Trademark, Nigeria imported petroleum oils obtained from bituminous minerals worth $2.8 billion in 2023, jumping by 342% from $47.5 million in 2023. According to the report, Nigeria imported fuel worth $117.01 million in 2015 and $13.32 million in 2016. It was observed that from 2017 to 2022, there was no fuel importation into Nigeria from Malta. The development indicated that the value of Nigeria's petroleum imports from Malta jumped 43 times in 10 years. NGX closed the week as it started it in red as major bellwethers record price losses. Let's see how it went down there. Internal oil down there 10% to close at 16 naira and 20 kobo per share. Of course, Dangote Cement also down there, 9.99% to close at 591 naira and 10 kobo per share. Of course, Dacom also down 9.62% to close at 47 kobo per share. Of course, this has dragged down the market downward there by 1.94%. Over a billion volume of shares were traded today, valued at 21.38 billion naira in a list of 8,930 did exchanges among investors. Of course, the all share index down there below 100,000 basis points. Top trading equities by volume: FCMB leader table 492.310 million shares traded. Abe Microfinance Bank 234.006 million shares. Of course, Owando PLC 72.958 million shares. It also traded as well. Some equities recorded gains there. Leading that table is Owando Nigeria PLC. It gained 10% to close at 20 naira and 35 kobo per share. Wapik also gained 7.50% to close at 86 kobo per share. Of course, NACO also gained 5.95% to close at 39 naira and 20 kobo per share. There, of course, that's the highlight of stock trading as it went down this Friday on the floor of NGS. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Oil prices slipped on Friday and were on track for a third consecutive weekly decline, pressured by muted demand in China and hopes of a Gaza ceasefire deal that could ease Middle East tensions and accompany supply concerns. The London market Brent crude sells for $81 per barrel. For the oil basket, price drops to $81 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akugu.
All right, on the foreign scene, Ethiopia announced on Friday 3 days of mourning following a devastating landslide in a southern remote part of the country where more than 250 people lost their lives. The rescuers are continuing the grim search for bodies in the tiny locality of Kecho Sacha Gosti, while distraught survivors bury those who perished in the disaster, the deadliest landslide on record in the Horn of Africa nation. UN humanitarian agency OCHA, citing local authorities, said on Thursday that 257 people have died and warned the death toll could reach 500. Now let's join Emmanuel Fashemi for sports news.
Nigeria's return to international big soccer is set to be rewarded with a continental ticket as the Super Sand Eagles need only a draw against their counterparts from Mauritania and Kaduna on Saturday to pick a ticket to this year's Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. A determined performance against the Mauritanians in Nouakchott last weekend earned the two-time African champions a 5-4 win with goals from Emeka Ogbonna, Emmanuel Uwoforia, Taiwo Adams, and a brace from veteran Victor Tale. The Confederation of African Football has appointed Mozambique officials to take charge of the game. Dick Salvador Muzanga is the referee with his compatriots Angelo Almeida Nogenha, Jonas Chochota Chuchatu as referee 1 and 2 respectively. Angola Eliano Dominguez Tito Ikala will be timekeeper, while Alberto Luis Fosenka Katambi for Sao Tome and Principe will serve as commissioner. Coach Abdullahi Issa himself, a veteran of several Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations finals and FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup championships, has a squad of fit, battle-hardened and high-spirited players to pick from, including Adams, Uwoforia, Godwin Tale, Victor Tale, Egan Osi Ekujimi, Chidozie Frank, Issa Arome and Hassan Abdullahi. A draw victory will send the Nigerian boys to the finals in Egypt. host Egypt, as well as Morocco and Tanzania, whose opponents Angola and Uganda respectively withdrew from the qualifiers, are already through to the 8-team finals. The Big Soccer Arena inside the Murtala Muhammed Square, Kaduna, is the venue for the return leg, which kicks off at 5 p.m. In other qualifying matches, Senegal hosts Guinea, leading in the first leg 9-3 on aggregate. Cote d'Ivoire battles West African neighbors Ghana, Mozambique plays Seychelles, Malawi face Burundi. Nigeria's weightlifter Joy Ogbonna Eze, who will be competing in the women's 71 kg category, has affirmed that making a lasting impression in Paris 2024 Olympic Games remains her dreams in her Olympics debut. Eze, who won 3 gold medals at the 2023 African Games in Ghana, told the media that she never doubted her ability after remarkably booking her ticket to the quadrennial competition. The lifter said in an interview, "I was short of words when I got the information that I've picked a ticket to the Olympic Games. It will be my debut at the Olympics and I want to make the most of it." She thanked the Weightlifting Federation President, Dr. Ibrahim Abdul, and his board members for the efforts to open camp immediately after the Olympic qualifiers, offering the opportunity to train for 2 months before the Ministry of Sports took over. The opportunity to go to Germany for a close camping exercise is a good gesture that will enable me to perform well when the weightlifting event starts. I promise to give my best as I go all out to represent my fatherland. The 20-year-old is a 2-time gold medalist. Meanwhile, the 2024 Paris Olympic Games have officially been opened with the opening ceremony at the Seine River in Paris, France. And that is what I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
And with that, we've come to the end of the news hour on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. I am Shegun Ojumu. Have a good night and a good weekend. Bye-bye.